Don't look at it.
Yeah.
Don't look. Hi, thank you all for joining us, and welcome to the EverQuest 13th Anniversary Webcast. My name is Eric Piestro Cleaver, and I'll be your host here today. And with me, we have Julie Ellyra Burness. We have Thom Phathom Terrazas. Phathom Terrazas, sorry.
How long have we worked together?
Yeah, a couple weeks, a few minutes here or there. And we have Doug Elidroth Cronkhite.
There you go.
The infamous.
Okay, well, hey, folks, very exciting time in EverQuest. Not only are we turning 13 tomorrow, but we're also launching EverQuest free-to-play your way.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you guys have got to be a little stoked, a little busy last couple of months, weeks, days, hours.
Yay.
Yeah. Busy is, the whole team's been pretty busy. It's been the focal point, it's been the drive, and today's sort of one of those calm before the storm kind of thing, we're all just sort of sitting on our hands going, I hope nothing's broken, I hope nothing's broken. And so yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow though, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it's, I'd have to say that the last 3 to 4 weeks have been just like nail biting. Chasing little fires and ghosts, like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that doing? Oh, it's nothing. But, yeah.
And all the events leading up to it have been really exciting too. I've really enjoyed the Facebook questions that have been posted. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of answers that brought back like a lot of really great memories from EverQuest.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping we were to get more questions so we could actually convince Abzor to come in here and dance on camera.
Oh, that would be...
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't be smiling if he did it.
That's all right.
Okay. So who's staying up? Who's going to be up for launch, and who's going to be the first person to log on?
So let's just say right now that if Thom gives me the day off, I will happily be playing EverQuest from 12:01 until I pass out. My current record is like 32 hours before I fell asleep at the keyboard.
Oh, 32 hours?
I know. And most of that was just like chatting in the bazaar. So.
Yeah, I camped 79 hours for Ragefire back in the day.
I did 37 hours in the Corners basement. So
clearly I need to play more.
Let me say that 32 hours was not work-related. We do not work that way. Disclaimer.
I'm going to jump on for sure. I'll be on in the morning for sure because I'm really kind of eager to see what the response is, to see if we get a flood of people to come back and give it a try. So I'll definitely be there. I don't know how late I'll be there, but I'm definitely going to be there.
Are you going to play on Vox?
Not going to say where I'm going to play because, no.
I'm going to be on Vox. I'm going to be on as Ellie. I've talked with Negreth about it, and he said, yeah, if you're gonna go public, then go all the way. So
I might jump on one of my alter egos on Vox. Yeah. We'll see.
You'll know who is Elidroth. Like, there's no doubt about it. He can't hide his personality behind the avatar.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be staying up till 12:01, at least to reserve my name, get all set up and ready. I don't know how much I'll be playing tonight, maybe a quick trip through the newbie zone, level 10, maybe level 20,
Yeah, we should be getting a sign-off by all parties around 10 to 11. Kind of the official, okay, we're done, let's prep this. So I'm going to sleep probably from 11 to 11:59, and then I'm going to play. So, yeah, tomorrow should be interesting.
There we go.
Yeah, very interesting with only him getting 59 minutes of sleep.
Well, Thom's never cranky. He's always... So what are you guys' plans in the next couple days? Are you guys, going to be having coverage over the weekend? People taking a look at what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be people here tomorrow and Saturday to kind of play watchdog on the whole thing and make sure there's things going on. But as far as the rest of the weekend, little San Diego State basketball. But no, for the most part, just going to be kind of keep an eye on things and making sure that there's no major fires that need to get put out.
Okay, nice plug there. I like that. That's good.
Got to represent.
There you go. San Diego homer all the way.
That's right.
I'm alumni as well.
Exactly.
So, one of the things I always think about on the anniversary is those classic EverQuest memories of the first days I was playing, I went in-game and checked, and my character was officially created March 29th, 1999. I had a little trouble. I had to buy a whole new computer in order to play, which I didn't realize I was going to have to do. I thought I could get my old computer to work. It didn't happen, unfortunately. how did you guys get involved in EverQuest? If you guys want to tell us all.
You want to go first, or?
Man, I don't know if my story can actually be told on camera, really. But needless to say, EverQuest was in the news,
Wow.
and my mom said, "Hey, Julie, what is this thing? You should really check it out." And I said, "Oh, okay, just give me a few minutes." And I tried. I loaded up EverQuest. I played through that top-down tutorial. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was gruesome, but I loved it. And after a while, I said, "Mom, it needs your credit card for me to try it out a little more." And I couldn't get the monthly subscription to work, so I tried the 3 months, and it worked. And there went many years, happy years of my life were gone.
That wasn't a ploy by the company to not allow you to sign up for 1 month, right?
I was like, I can't subscribe for a month. Oh, we'll just try the 3 months. It's not going to be a big deal.
12 months, a year, 2 years.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
For me, I got in beta 3 actually, and so I kind of had a fair amount of experience before the game went live. But I was much like the same thing. I went out and I bought a couple of 3DFX cards and running SLI in there to get the best performance. And a couple of friends of mine and I were playing it and created an elf in Kelethin and fell out, died, couldn't find my corpse, started a barbarian, and the rest was history. I was a barbarian since then. But my best memories of EQ come, strangely enough, several years later with Velius and all the friends that I'd made. I mean, there's people that I was made friends with back in the very early days of EverQuest that I still play with in other games and still in EQ. I mean, they were just as real a friendship as anybody I met, down the street from me. And the best times that I had in EverQuest were when we had masses of people working together for a common goal that I don't think any other game matches even today. So.
Isn't it crazy too how like some of these friendships I know that I have?
Oh yeah.
I'll be chatting with them on Facebook, and when I stop to think, like, I met you over 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
In the game that I work on now, it blows my mind.
There's still my current active playing guild is a guild called Fank, and we've been in EverQuest since the very beginning, and I mean, these are people that I have now been gaming with literally for 14 years.
Yeah, like longer than your kid's been alive.
Exactly.
Same with
exactly.
me.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a social thing more than a gaming thing almost, really.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Mine was obviously working here at the company at the time, and I did a Get to Know a Dev article just recently and kind of explained some of the ways that I got to work here. But I was a sports geek, and I was playing games and looking at D&D that I had tried in middle school, and so I just kept rolling my eyes at it. But I was like, whoa, what'd you do right there in the game? That was cool. Can I get an account? So that's kind of how I got hooked and started playing and then started supporting the game. But first days of being on and just discovering.
Oh yeah.
And just mass crowds of people just running back and doing quests, and it looked like, I don't know, a circus. If you're in Rivervale, just just people moving all over the place.
Why were you in Rivervale?
That's music.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I got lost, and then and it got crowded, and then I hopped out and I went and to Kazakh, and I got lost in the mist there. So then I went and just created a human paladin, and I just picked a random name. I'm going to pick something else later, and actually that's a character I've played with ever since.
Mm-hmm. Wow. No, I mean, what you guys have been talking about really touches on my next question, which is, how does EverQuest turning 13, sort of make you feel? How does it affect you?
Old. There you go.
I play with people now, with kids now, and I'll be in a group, and he'll be saying, "I've got to go. My mom says it's time for bed." And like, really?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
No, I know. That's my response. Like, are you kidding?
Exactly.
Seriously, you have to go to bed?
How old am I? Like, when I was playing this game, and even reading our forums of people who were saying, like, I started when I was 9.
Yeah.
Thinking,
See, I have
so did I.
Exactly the opposite, occurrence. Whereas, nowadays I'm like, wow, I got to go to bed. And all the kids in my group are like, no, wait, man, you're not staying up?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, come on, man, just one more round of spawns.
No, I think it's really cool though, because a lot of people that I play with, their kids are now playing. I asked, because I asked one of my group mates, I'm like, have you ever been to Fanfare? He goes, no, but my dad has. And I'm like, whoa,
this is crazy. Yeah, for EQ, for me, once I really kind of got that big guild kind of hook to it, it was go to work at my real job as a network engineer, and then come home, log in at 6, and I'd be there till 2 or 3 in the morning every single night. I spent more time for the period of like 3 or 4 years in EverQuest than I spent at my actual job.
So true.
It's crazy to think about that now, and I don't feel old from playing the game. It's just, it's scary to, in a good way, it's scary to look back and think, these are people and experiences that I had 13 years ago that are still not just relevant but important to me. It's staggering to think about.
Yeah, I've met people I've played with, and they just walk up and say, hey, are you Thom that has character, X on this server? I'm like, I'm reluctant to say so.
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm so-and-so, and I remember you leaked it out one time that you played, you worked at Sony, and by some process of elimination, they figured it out. And he said, I'm so-and-so. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And here I'm talking to somebody who's just barely, of drinking age. And, I'm thinking, wow, I've been playing with teenagers, just having a great time.
Yep.
Rethinking all the bad jokes you told in guild chat.
Always work appropriate.
Exactly.
Always work appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
There's no reason for HR to investigate.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what filters are for, right? No?
Oh, you're a terrible man. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the new server box. So it's going live with free-to-play?
Yep.
Very exciting. Anything players need to know specifically?
When they go onto the server, play. Just,
Yeah,
play.
this is a standard rule set, fresh server. It's not any special type of rule set. It's just same type of server you've been playing on, for 13 years basically. Just a fresh start is really what it's about.
Yeah, I think people when they, at times just like to have that.
It's a new race again.
Yeah, it is. It's a new race. It's a new beginning. It's a new
challenge.
It's creating.
It's
a new challenge.
It's creating those friendships all over again and seeing those the concentrated number of people at in those areas. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Well, I love Moloing. I'm ready to have a group again. I'm ready to have a low-level group again.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think people, at least the people who've been playing a very long time, I think there's a lot of things that they miss out on by the just incredible urge to race as fast as they can through the old content, where a lot of that content is still a lot of fun if people just sort of take the time to smell the roses, so to speak.
And that's the thing too.
There's some great stuff out there.
If you've been gone, like if you've missed any expansions, like if you quit in Planes of Power, quit in Gates of Discord, there's how many expansions of content? I mean, it's hard to even count. It's hard to even count. Well, you can count, yeah.
8. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's I mean, for me, I'm definitely going to do the Golden Path.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
heck yeah.
I can't say that I'm a completionist. I haven't done every single quest in every single expansion, so.
Yeah, that is so massive. I mean, the Golden Path is. It's funny because when you look at the achievement system and you just started it, you're only seeing just a little tiny blip.
Right.
But as you keep going, I mean, it's like pages of Golden Path achievement.
Plus Dazarn worked on it. It's got to be cool.
Dazarn put a lot of time into the Golden Path so that it's as detailed as he could make it in the time he had, and it's a really good roadmap for players who maybe haven't played the game in a very long time, or players who've never played the game. I mean, I'm kind of hoping we get some people who just go, I've never tried EverQuest. I might as well give it a shot, especially since it's free.
Yeah.
I've been hearing from a lot of those kinds of people.
I hope
people
so.
Sending messages, hey, posting on Facebook. I finally get a chance to try it because the game is so intimidating to a lot of people.
It is.
And I think with the improved tutorials, the Golden Path, the extra work that's gone into navigating around Norath, now is probably the best time to try EverQuest for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the best game of all time, you should be intimidated, definitely. And another plug for Dazarn on the work that he did. But the name, it's the hero's journey. So this is some. It's the Golden Path is the hero's journey, and you've got to check it out.
And I think there's been a fair amount of our current players who've been a little nervous about the whole change to free-to-play because it kind of, in other games, has signified not abandonment, but sort of giving up on the traditional aspects of the game. And really what we're hoping from this is not us saying, we're done with EverQuest, here it's free now because it's been around forever. What we're really hoping happens is that the fact that it's free-to-play allows people who hadn't wanted to plunk down the money to buy the game and get a subscription to come in and see what it's all about and ultimately give all those existing players more people to play with, which is what these social games are really all about. And so I'm hoping that this causes an influx of players to just give people more things to do and more people to play with.
I really think it's going to breathe a lot of life.
I hope so. Yeah. I really do.
Can't even say it. Accessibility.
Exactly.
I mean, it's going to be so easy to get into the game.
You bet.
There's no issues of, like Doug mentioned, it allows people to try it out, to play it, have a great time, and not have to have any concern. And then they can pick and choose and customize. They want to play by opening up unlockers on their account if they'd like to. And it's not even a requirement. They can play all the content in the game, relatively, except for like time lock progression server.
Up to the latest expansion too.
Yeah, up to House of Thule level 90, and we have Veil of Ellyra that takes you to 95. So that's the only content that we have locked at this point. If you'd like to check that out, get the 90 or 80-ish, and then buy it. So
yeah, I mean it's not unrealistic for people to say, I don't know if I really want to spend $40 on a game that's been out for 13 years, and this gives them an option to kind of check it out with no risk and no upfront investment. And if it hooks them and they want to play, that's awesome. And if they don't, well, thanks for looking. I don't want to.
But then there's also I think silver is.
Oh yeah.
We forget about that a lot too, is because I kind of transitioned to a gamer where it's like I see something on Steam and I'm like, oh, okay, that's $5. Man. That's $5. I may not play it right away, right? Or I just don't want a reoccurring subscription. Right. So, I think that's a great option for EverQuest. I'm so glad that we're doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. So $5 gives you so many unlocks. It's worth the value just doing that.
No doubt.
So I do have one more question about the new server before I get on to the next topic, which is the anniversary events. But what are the transfer rules for the new server?
You will not be able to transfer 2 Vox for a period of time that we feel it's necessary. So that'll be determined on when it's appropriate. The whole race from beginning to end, we want to make sure you have that ability before, if you get close to it and then somebody else transfers at the highest point.
Kind of ruins that, doesn't it?
I was just waiting for you guys. Thanks for coming. We don't want to do that. If you want to transfer off, that'll be an opportunity if you realize that some of your friends started on a different server. I would just kind of have that communication. I recommend you communicating with your friends ahead of time, making sure you all know where you're going to be playing
Definitely.
Very cool. Okay, so let's talk about the anniversary event. So could you sort of give us a broad overview of what's being added this year?
Who wants it?
Oh, well. All right.
We all did a little bit on it. So
yeah, everybody kind of did their piece. I mean, it was, 13 has obviously got a stigma of things are unlucky.
Any
or
cliche having to do with 13, we stuck it in EverQuest.
Even ones that we weren't sure how they were relevant, but we figured them out. And so we play upon the superstitions that center around the number 13, and of course there's 13 of them, and it's sort of playing on that. It's not intended to be hardcore. It's not intended to be crazy difficult. It's supposed to be just fun, and that's really what we centered it around. The events, the missions, the quests are all very accessible. The mission that I did, which I'm not going to give away because I really want people to see that and kind of experience it without much hint or detail, is level agnostic. You can do it if you're level 1 all the way up through level 95. It's not in. It's supposed to be just fun. If you're looking there for the ultimate challenge, that ain't it. It's really just about having fun with the stuff and the superstitions that we found. Some of them are ridiculous.
Ridiculous
and obscure and bizarre, and
some of them are like
we're
kind
trying
of
to have fun with them.
Throwbacks to EverQuest, at least, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the ones I've seen, you know, if you've been playing for a while, you might recognize some of these superstitions. And
so I'm going to ask you guys, you know, without giving away spoilers, to say which is your favorite of all the quests you've seen. For me, you know, from what I've seen and what I've heard in meetings and such, certainly something to do with, you know, gray gloves and sailing. I heard the description of that, and I mean, I was almost rolling in the meeting.
Don't do it.
For me, it was, I hate to say it since I did, you know, a mission on this, but I think Dazarn's raid was actually really, really cool because he incorporated a wide variety of things, from pure combat to actual puzzles that aren't all about combat. It's about you figuring out what's going on in a non-time sensitive manner. It was puzzles, and I thought that was really, really cool.
It was creative and accessible.
Very much so.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of guilds, a lot of raiding guilds that are going to be able to enjoy that raid. Not just the top 3. It's going to be a lot of people are going to really like it.
Yeah, I was surprised after I heard what he accomplished. I was just
like,
he doesn't sleep very much.
No, no, literally when he was
not working too many hours.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
HR, do not investigate.
He's not. He's a salaried employee now, so we can get away with saying this. But as he was putting the finishing touches on it, you know, a bunch of us all went home on a Wednesday night, and I came back Thursday, and he was still here.
He was making bad jokes, and he's like, Julie, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you don't sleep.
Yeah, and he didn't go home until the next night, so he was here for 2 days straight working on this stuff. But, you know, really, that's just the passion. that everybody on the team has. We do what's necessary to get the stuff done to what we want. And
so do you think the lack of sleep reflects in some of the stories of the quests? Because I know my favorite is
some of them are pretty silly.
The lady in the Elks. You know, that is some dark. I liked it, but I was like, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Do they need to have a talk? Or things okay?
And you're the one who kills halflings in all her quests.
Right.
It's a pretty dark quest, but I really like it a lot.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like the concepts. The mirror. I like the concept of the mirror.
Yeah. There were some stretches.
I want to say something about it, but I don't want to give it away.
You don't want to give it away.
I was ready to give it away today.
It's good times.
Okay, so now one of the questions I've seen a lot, especially asking on the forums, you know, people see that we're making this transition for free to play. So you know, they're like, well, are you going to be doing some advertising for the game? So Thom, do you want to take that one?
So with the free-to-play launch and anniversary, we are doing some online advertising. So, you know, starting with that point, we are doing some. So, yes.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, make sure to keep an eye out on a lot of your favorite gaming sites. Good times. Okay. So, Amy, do we have any questions from the audience?
Why does that question always come up? The epic ornamentation.
Yeah, is there?
So here, let's do this in the formal way. So EQ Hero, it looks like, asks, is there an ETA on epic ornamentations?
Yes.
Soon.
No, we don't use that word.
When, to be fair, they take up a lot of time, and Dazarn is not willing to allow them to go out until he is happy with them. They are a lot of work, and it would be unfair of the people, or unfair for the people he's doing them for now, to rush them out and shove them out the door. Yeah. So they're going to come out when they're done, and until they're done, it's really kind of just a waiting game.
Yeah, I touched base on this on the board some time ago, and it was something that we've talked about doing, and because we weren't able to get it out when we wanted to, you know, really last year, we've had to look at alternative rewards, or different ways that you can redo the content and still feel like you're getting some rewards. So we're looking at those solutions as well. So, and because the free to play was a really a big thing that we just have accomplished tomorrow. In anniversary, it's been somewhat tabled until we can actually get some other things done.
Okay. I see a bunch of AA questions there, which.
Cool. Yeah. AA questions? Why would they be asking you those, Doug?
I don't know.
Okay, it looks like we're getting more questions written down right now. So the next one is
achievements in the future.
Kinaninu? I'm not sorry. They play on a roll, Sumar. Achievements in the future.
Yes.
Yes. We like
achievements.
We like the achievements.
Yeah.
It's
probably not for time traveling itself. You never know with EverQuest.
The achievements for us have become kind of a nice way to let you guys know, hey, there's something here in the game that you may not have seen without actually giving all the details away. I think it's a great system. I think we're obviously gonna keep going forward with it.
It is an awesome system.
Yeah.
It's a delivery of messaging. It's communication to the players and customers. So
without being out of character, here's a cookie recipe of how to do something. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
what is this next one here? Kohan and
it's a Berserker AA question.
Decapitation issues. Okay. Well, there are quite a few changes that are going in with this patch tomorrow for the Decapitation AA. If you're expecting it to be on par with Assassinate or Headshot or stuff like that, I wouldn't get too excited for the simple reason that you guys aren't hurting for DPS and you know it. But it is going to be useful and it is going to be visible. The way it was originally architected had some rather unusual results, for lack of a better way to describe it, because it did different things when I had my GM flag turned on than when it didn't. Why, we don't know. Why, I don't know. But whatever. I've redone the way the AA is actually constructed completely, and it now, you will notice it. Let's put it that way. But I want to keep that dialogue open with the players. There have been a number of players that have been communicating to me via PMs and such on the forums, so that we can keep that dialogue going and get it to a happy balance where you guys actually feel like you're getting some value out of it, and I don't think you're completely broken.
Okay, well, thank you all very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We're really, really excited here. I know a lot of us here have late nights, early mornings, and a very, very full weekend schedule. So I'm going to let these guys get out here and get back to their desks where they can feverishly work some more. Because development never stops, and you know,
and never sleeps, right?
That's right. For some, it never sleeps.
But you know, getting this out the door late tonight, early tomorrow morning just means that we're already firing on the next set of updates.
Oh yeah, I got luckily for me, I got permission to do kind of a little passion project I've wanted to do that's content related. That I'm having a blast with, that you guys should see hopefully sometime soon.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? That's because I didn't ask you.
But see how things get down here.
Exactly. So yeah, so
cool,
pretty cool. Oh, and for those of you who are curious, this is my daughter Kaylin. She is not on our staff. We are not employee and child labor.
Wave.
Wave the camera. Wave the camera. Say hi, mommy.
Okay.
Hi, Mommy.
Thank you very much again for joining us, and thank all of you for watching. This has been a production of the SOE Community Team, and have a good one.
Sony.